So starting the test drive in the new Land Cruiser, with this one being a premium, I mean, it's very decked out. I think the premium package is worth the money right off the top. Having the different screen, having the heated cooled seats. Of course, you get the standard Safety Sense 3.0, but just all the driving features that come along with this, I think is worth the money. Now, the 1958 is a more basic model that still has a lot that comes with it, but I would just pay the almost 70 grand and get this one as equipped with all the features it has. Now, I think this is pretty funny. It just told me to sit up because the driver's face is not detected. So I'm gonna have to scoot the seat back so I can still get that wide angle and it can still see me. But that's pretty funny. But overall, I like how these drive. I drove a 1958 right before I drove this because I wanted to see just the difference in terms of the features, but also if anything feels different when driving this, because this has the iForce Max and that 1958 I just drove had it as well. Now, the pull you get in these, even in eco mode, and I said this before, is very good. This feels like it's tuned a bit differently. I don't know why, but compared to just driving a 2.4 turbo and anything else, this is the quickest I've felt getting on. And this is, again, in eco mode, which is crazy. Now, even though we don't have the big beefy V8 that we're used to in the Land Cruiser, you still have very good off-road capability in something that's more efficient to drive daily. So you're getting 19 city, I think 23 highway, something like that. And, or it might be like, I already forgot, but it's 20 something. But it's better than what we're used to getting in the 5.7 V8 Land Cruisers. And I don't feel like I'm having to demand as much from this powertrain as opposed to the V8 in the bigger Land Cruiser. And a lot of that has to do with just the low end power that you get from the electric motor, which is very, very useful in city driving. And that's before you even consider the 2.4 with the turbocharger. That's why your horsepower is still relatively good and your torque is downright great. Like having the settings, like I said earlier, in the walk around. Tire pressure monitors are right here. I can adjust if I want to see the engine temperatures or if I want to see the turbo gauge there. But overall, I'm really liking just the visibility in here, and that's before the rear camera mirror. You have the blind spot monitors, the nice long windshield, and the hood is down, and even though it kind of curves up on the sides, the middle part still slopes where I can see very, very well in front of me. But the steering in here reminds me of the older Land Cruiser, which is a big plus. I feel like this is very capable. It almost feels like a 4Runner, even though this is the bigger SUV. And it looks smaller, but when you're up close and personal with it, it doesn't feel as small as a bigger Land Cruiser. The bigger Land Cruiser, or the older one I should say, almost feels like it was trying too much to be big. And this newer one feels like it's trying to not let you feel how big it actually is, if that makes sense. From the body lines to the overall dimensions inside the cabin. There's tons of space in here, even though I'm 6'3", and there's a sunroof above me. Several inches of headroom. The seats are wide enough for my wider stature. Tons of space for my legs underneath the steering wheel. Now I'm going to put it in a sport mode, and we're going to see how it gets up getting on the interstate. So pretty impressive. Again, with 465 pound-feet of torque, you'd expect it to be. But adaptive cruise is on, lane tracing assist is on. We have the full safety sense system running. I'm gonna adjust the gap a few clicks back. Now, overall ride quality is decent. It's a firm ride, but it's still comfortable. And I'm liking just how smooth it goes down the road. Now, the ride isn't plush by any means. I'm gonna drive a used Land Cruiser and see if I can tell the difference, but it's very comfortable overall. And I love having the Safety Sense 3.0 because, you know, driving down here, especially with these trucks on a 2-lane highway, can get frustrating, and just being able to have that adaptive cruise just kind of let you chill out for a minute is nice. But I think for the money, I feel like this is a very good buy if you're looking for something that's a 98% daily driver, and then if you need to tow with it or you want to go off-road with it, you can. Now, with all this newer technology, it's probably easier to mess up the lane tracing or get a camera to not work or whatever, but again, if you're careful with it, as you should be with the vehicle anyway, you won't have issues driving one of these, I don't think. But I want to give one more thank you to John Roberts Toyota for allowing me to review this Land Cruiser today. Again, I'll leave a link below in the description. And if you're looking to get the best price on one of these in your area, just click on that other link down below, and it takes a minute to fill out that info, and we'll get the dealers in your area fighting to get you that best price. Because here at John Roberts, we still have, I mean, these are very rare, so there's still a little bit of markup from the dealer on them, but if you want to come in, work a deal on it, you can. And again, if you're fighting to get the best price from your local dealers, that'll definitely help you, so you don't have to pay as much markup on one of these. But I think it's a great SUV that's very capable, even with an 8-speed automatic and a 2.4 turbo hybrid engine. So with all that being said, this will bring me to the end of my review of this 2024 Toyota Land Cruiser Premium.